What you doing, you other apocalyptic nerds? I'm the AC, and let's talk about the newest episode of The Walking Dead, Season 10, Episode 12, Walk With Us. Now, I was really excited to watch this episode because the last one left off. It looks like this is going to be really cool. It's going to be this big fight, this actual war that we haven't seen in a while, and a lot of action. I was so excited for it, and it started off real cool. And we'll talk about it. So during this little fighting, we get to see Judith finally kill someone. Kind of on accident. She kind of just behind her. Turns out it's a person. She kind of just stares at them as she dies until Earl comes up and takes her away. And then, there's other things that happen. Yumiko sees Magna in the herd. She's not dead. I guess she was just covered in enough gore to blend in and kind of just stumble back into Hilltop. Apparently lost track of Connie at some point. Didn't say she saw her die or anything, so Connie could still be fine, which I hope she is because I really like Connie. But yeah, that was most of it. You get to see them, poke some zombies, see some fire, some whisperers, trying to fight. Not really. They're not very good fighters, actually, the whisperers. But that's kind of all that happens, and it doesn't last long. And then it goes to like the opening credit sequence. I was like, that was it. I was really excited. I was wanting this to last most of the episode, then see some aftermath, maybe at least half the episode. It lasted not long enough at all. And then it just cuts right to the aftermath. Cuts to Negan and Alpha and them talking, and it's a little disappointing. I was really expecting more action. It didn't happen. I don't know how to take it. There's a lot of gripes I have because of this. I wanted to see at least if they would have shown it, shown a little more fighting, and then shown them actually trying to leave and escape and see that sequence. Because then it cuts off while people are looking around and like, oh, and you can tell some of them are trying to escape, but you don't really actually ever see the action of escaping or seeing people branch off and go away. All you do is you suddenly just see them in these other little pockets, and it's like they're trying to rendezvous, but you see this in other times. You saw it whenever Herschel's farm were attacked. They split up rendezvous. You saw it whenever the prison was attacked the second time, and they split up rendezvous. And this is nothing new, so it's not like, oh, this was a cool thing. So showing the actual action and the cool things that could happen is what I was looking forward to, and they just skipped it. Maybe it's because they didn't know a good way to show the rest of this action and how it kind of just calms down. They just show it's over. I'm not... Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, but then the rest of the episode happens. A bunch of just little things. Nothing too momentous for most of the episode. You do get to see Mary kind of be a little hero. She's still trying to protect her nephew and the people she's with, and there's a bunch of walkers. She leads the walkers away. She kills a lot of them. And then Beta pops out of nowhere, stabs her, kind of just kills her. And then, he waits for her to turn a zombie, but then, I don't remember his name. Then the other guy comes, he puts Mary Walker down, and then Beta runs away, or because he's getting shot at. But at one point when Mary was like struggling against Beta, she pulls off part of his mask. Then another one of the Whisperers confronts him later and is like, oh, I thought I recognized the voice, and it's like, it's you, blah blah, because part of his facial. I was like, is there a mystery behind Beta's mask? Or, like, not the mask has him. Literally, behind the mask, does his face hold some kind of mystery that we don't know about yet? That was cool. A new little thing to think about. But then that was also it. Then, during the whole fight thing, you see Ezekiel with the kids. Then it cuts to the next scene of Earl has the kids now, and you see Earl take away Judith, but it didn't show how he ended up with the rest of the kids. And he's, comforting them. Then he goes off into another room and he rigs up this little spiked table because he got bit. Oh no. Earl was getting really cool. That's what always happens when a character starts becoming more outspoken and more gung-ho and being cool, and then they die. The show, why? I was really starting to think Earl was cool. But he's like, yeah, the sequel's gonna come, and yeah, they do. He tries to spike his own head. He kind of misses because a spike in a table isn't really going to have that much force. Judith comes in, ends up having to put him down. Then Daryl and Ezekiel, who else was in? Was it Jerry? Yeah, Jerry. And they come, they find the kids. Daryl comes to her because this was, I think, the first time Judith also had to put down a walker of someone she knew. So yeah, a lot of big moments for Judith. And then it moves on from that. And then it gets to a part, it shows a scene of earlier with Negan running into Aaron and stuff about to go down, but then he runs away, then he sees Lydia, and then he captures Lydia for some reason. Doesn't really show yet why. And then it goes and it shows Negan leading Alpha. And he's supposed to be taking Alpha to Lydia. But that he's having all this talking. And like I realized right away, he's not going to take her to actual Lydia. But it keeps showing Lydia tied up in a chair. I was like, what the fuck is it? I'm like, this is... Why would they bother tying her up in a chair? What is this going to do? And then Negan's talking to Alpha, trying to... I don't know, it seems like he's trying to humanize her. Trying to see if there was still anything worth saving. He was an antagonist. Now she's an antagonist. Now... He is just talking. You get a little more backstory about his old wife and her having cancer, and then he talks about even when she was going bald, and maybe Negan actually is attracted to Alpha for some weird, gross reason because of this very sad thing that happened to him, and maybe it scarred him psychologically. So now I don't know. There's a whole weird mess, and then. He's still talking, he's still leading her. And you see Lydia still trying to strive to escape. And it's the moment I was waiting for. So spoilers if this is going to ruin anything for you. If you haven't seen it and you lasted this far in the video. Negan slits Alpha's throat and then decapitates her. And I was like, yes, finally. Now this happens in the comics too. I knew it was going to happen, so I was waiting for it to happen in the show. And it took so long, and I was hoping it was going to happen sooner rather than later. And I also had my other suspicion because he gives the head to Carol. Carol's like, it's about time. So, if you remember, somebody let Negan out, and I was trying to figure out who it would be. I was like, maybe it was Aaron, because they had the little thing, but then it's like, oh no, it's probably not Aaron. And I was like, Carol is really wanting this. I was like, Carol seems like the type of person who would come up with this kind of plan. It's just she was acting so crazy, and she was really acting like she wanted to be the one to kill Alpha, but she had this whole plan this whole time. And also, the show made you doubt Negan's intentions because it seemed like he really was helping Alpha and was getting people killed at Hilltop. But there we go. It looks like Negan is undercover this whole time. And that's what I expected. It doesn't really seem like Negan to follow anyone at all. But he mentions one other thing. I mentioned it before too about, I think on video. I don't know. I talked to about other people. But he mentions how Beta is in an Alpha. And I was always thinking, yeah, if he just kill Alpha, Beta's not really much of a leader. He probably could scare him and force him into, but still it's going to cause their whole thing to just become a mess. Because for some reason, people are more scared of Alpha than Beta. And I don't know why, because Beta is just a scary guy in general. Dangerous guy. But, yeah, this episode had some cool moments. I really wish the whole action-y part of it would have lasted longer, and then they still could have done a little bit more stuff. There was just a bunch of little moments I felt like didn't need to happen right away. Could have been saved for another episode, like when Carol tells Eugene to just go off and go on his little trip. Which, I hope they make a whole episode on its own of just Eugene all by himself trying to go and meet this person. I'm sure they'll come back to But yeah, they could put this stuff off a little longer, had the fight last a little longer. But there's the big issue of they have to showcase Michonne at some point, because I'm sure the Michonne episode that's coming on next week is going to be a cool episode. But it's the fact that they announced she's leaving, and you know that this is going to be her last one, her last episodes, and it's like, it's a distraction from what's actually going on. And if you see the comments, you see that Michonne does go off on her own, but not like this. I don't know. It seems like it's becoming a mess because they're trying to think of the best way to get Denai Guerrero to leave the show. But I don't know. I feel like it's messing with the flow of the show. It's weird. But what did you think? Did you watch this episode? If you didn't, and for some reason watch this video first, the big thing at the end is spoiled for you. Oh well. It's still good to watch. Whatever. But what did you think? Go ahead and let me know. Do you agree with what I say? Do you disagree? Did you really enjoy the episode? Are you not into that fighting? Like, you have to remember, this is a drama more than it's a horror, action, zombie thing. I mean, that's what people seem to forget about this. But, you know, sometimes it's cool. But, if you like what I said, like the video, if you want to see me talk more about The Walking Dead, because I will, and all the future Walking Dead stuff that's going to be happening, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can see all that. But until then, I'm DAC. Thank you for watching, and bye.